I went hiking to clear my head. No destination, no plan, just walking. I had been feeling restless for weeks. Too many thoughts, too many nights staring at the ceiling. I figured a long walk through the woods would help. No music, no phone scrolling, just me and the trail. The parking lot was almost empty. One rusted sign, one narrow path leading into the trees. It didn't look like a popular trail. That alone should have been a warning. The path was barely visible. Old, overgrown, thin grass growing through cracked dirt. Perfect. I've always liked places people avoid, places that feel forgotten. The deeper I walked, the quieter the world became. At first, everything seemed normal. Birds chirping, wind moving through branches, leaves crunching under my boots. Normal forest sounds. I remember thinking how peaceful it felt. That was my first mistake. About 20 minutes in, I noticed something strange. Not a sound, not a shape, a feeling. Like I was being watched. Not in a dramatic way. More like the subtle awareness you get when someone is standing behind you, even if you can't see them. I stopped walking, listened, birds still chirping, wind still moving, nothing out of place. I told myself I was just being paranoid. Then I saw the first symbol, carved into a tree beside the trail, a triangle, not painted, not scratched lightly, carved deep into the bark. The edges were rough, uneven, like someone had used a dull knife. It didn't look recent. The wood around it was dry and darkened with age. I stepped closer, ran my fingers over it. The carving felt old, too old. I told myself it was probably a trail marker. Some parks use weird symbols, some local group marking paths. That explanation felt good enough. So I kept walking. 10 minutes later, another tree, same triangle, same size, same height from the ground, facing the trail, like it was meant to be seen. That's when I started paying attention. I looked around. None of the surrounding trees had any markings, only the ones right beside the path, always on the side facing forward, like arrows, pointing deeper into the woods. My stomach tightened. I slowed my pace, tried to convince myself it was coincidence. Maybe an art project, maybe someone bored, maybe I was overthinking. Then I saw a third triangle, and a fourth. Every few minutes, same carving, same placement, same direction. That uneasy feeling came back, stronger. I stopped walking, closed my eyes, listened. No birds, no insects, no wind, nothing, only my own breathing. Slow, loud, too loud. The forest had gone silent, not quiet, silent. There's a difference. Quiet still has life in it. Silence feels empty. I slowly turned around. Behind me, normal trees, no symbols. I stepped off the trail, checked the nearest trunk. Blank bark, no carving. I walked a few steps backward along the path. Still nothing. I turned forward again. Triangle. Right there. I stood frozen. The symbols only appeared ahead of me. I thought about turning back. Really thought about it. My body wanted to. But curiosity has always been my weakness. I told myself I'd walk just a little farther. One more symbol. Then I'd turn around. The trail began to change. It grew narrower. Branches leaned closer. Bushes brushed against my arms. The light dimmed, not like clouds passing, more like the trees themselves were blocking it. The air felt thicker, harder to breathe. That's when I saw something that made my blood run cold. 3 triangles, carved together, forming one larger symbol, on a massive oak tree, bigger than any tree I'd seen so far. The carving was deeper, darker. The wood around it looked almost burned, scorched. I didn't touch it, didn't step closer. I just stared. My brain tried to rationalize it. Maybe a cult symbol, maybe some old local legend, maybe a prank. But none of those explanations explained the silence. That's when I heard it. Tap. Soft, barely audible, like fingernails touching bark. Tap, tap. It wasn't behind me. It wasn't beside me. It came from deeper in the woods, off the trail, between the trees. I held my breath. The tapping continued, slow, patient. Tap, tap, tap. I whispered, "Hello?" The moment the word left my mouth, I knew I'd made a mistake. The tapping stopped, Instantly. No fading, no final tap. Just gone. The silence returned, thicker than before, heavy, pressing against my ears. I pulled out my phone. No signal, no bars. I opened my GPS. The map loaded, but the blue dot showing my position blinked in and out, like it couldn't decide where I was. I turned around. The trail looked wrong, narrower than before, crooked, like it had twisted. I started walking back, slow at first, trying not to panic. Every few steps I checked the trees. No symbols, none. Relief washed over me. Maybe I was almost out. Then I pass.